This is a very delicate subject, something that I was not familiar with until I actually had a client who was said that she was a walk-in, and she had been to. We had done maybe, I don't know, maybe it was 6 sessions before she actually told me. But the strange thing was, so what a walk-in is, or what it's supposed to be, is, and because I do soul reconnecting, which is helping people connect better with their soul and their higher self, and be more comfortable with that, so they have constant access to their higher self, which gives them a more solidity, so they're not going out and trying to get who they are from everybody else in the world and validation, and so they feel more solid in their life and they're not affected as much. And so that's what soul reconnecting does, which is work in the womb and reconnecting with the soul, which is a whole other thing I do, which is why we came up with this walk-in question. So I'm working with her, and and your intuition, she is talking about herself as almost three different people. And we had the person that she was up until like the age of 24, and then we had the person up until the age of 50, and then we had the person now. And whenever I connected with her, it felt like different people. It's hard to explain. It's sort of like this person I know has walked into the room. I'm familiar with him. Then he walks into the room 3 days later, and who are you? It's like something has happened. And usually that kind of thing is like they've done a lot of drugs or something like that, so they're completely different people. But this wasn't like that. And so it was just odd. So I just, as you do with clients, you just go with whatever. And she finally broke down and she said, I've not only had one walk-in, but two. So I didn't know what a walk-in was at that point. So I asked her, and she said, well, I'm embarrassed to say, but I've had, this is my third soul. Now, if you don't believe in any of this, what do? It doesn't matter. Because whatever the client believes, whether it's real or not, whether it's a lie, whether it's made up, whether it's true, you go with what the client says. So it doesn't matter if there really is a walk-in or not. I must find out and treat her as though there is really a new soul in her body. Okay. So I said, oh, but by the way, doesn't that explain why she felt like three different people depending on where we were in her life? And without getting into deep things about matrix reimprinting and EFT and the genesis event, or the issue core, or where the conflict shock started if you're in no medicine or whatever, just let's treat this person as they are and help them where they are. So yeah, I thought, with soul reconnection, I thought that here, if in matrix reimprinting, if we make things happen and have a choice that we didn't actually have a choice before, and you're giving the younger self, whether it was the 12-year-old self or the 6-year-old self or the 40-year-old self, if it's the past, that didn't have the choice, you're giving them a choice, makes them feel better, get a new, instead of having negative learning, have a positive learning, feel good in themselves. Doesn't that make sense? So why don't we be able to do that with when our own soul comes into our little human cells? So let's take our own human cells, who are just this massive cells, and the soul just bombards us. Well, no, it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. Yeah, but what if it isn't? And if you read books like Journey of Souls and things like that, it's the soul just like, here I am, and we're going to be joining, and everything's wonderful. You think it should be nice, but what if, and we're just pretending it's just a metaphor, what if it's not nice? So let's just say I'm not ready, so we can slow it down, which is what we do in matrix reimprinting, right? The teacher yelled at me because I peed my pants. So the teacher yelled at me when I peed my pants. What if I go back and help my younger self to have a better idea when, I know that I'm going to get yelled at, so what can I do to make myself more solid in this situation so I don't learn to have fear, so whatever the negative learning is can be changed. I'm not going to explain matrix reimprinting to you right now. So that's what we do. We go back and give the younger self some support and benefit. So why can't we do that as a mass of cells when some soul says, hey, I pick you, and I'm going to come in there whether you like it or not? Of course, they should like it, because it makes us a human, but let's just pretend it doesn't. So what if the bunch of human cells had a choice and said, I want to freeze this, I want to meet the soul, I want her to give me flowers, or I want her to say, I love you, we're really good for each other. This is all my soul reconnecting stuff. I'm making a little fun of it, but that's just so that we can get through this. So, why don't we let them chat for a while or something? Even if it's not real, even if it's make-believe, it gives the body system, the energy system, a choice, which as kids we don't have. And if we have choice, it changes our whole energy system. So what if we did have choice? Okay, now we have choice and we go, hello, soul. And the soul says, hello, Karin. I pick you because I think that, even as much crap as you've gone through, and as much just crap you have to deal with, I'm there to help you, and you're the best for me, and I'm the best for you. And I'll be there forever, even if you cut off your connection with me, or whatever the connection is, I'll still be there for you, and I'll still love you, and I'll still be there with you, and you just have to connect with me again. Okay, that sounds good to me. Come on in. I want to be your friend. Come on, yes, please. But see, it's my choice. So with a walk-in, if there have been with 3 of them, what if we went back and allowed whoever was there, the person who is going to have, whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter, whether the one soul has walked away and another soul has come in, you feel like I don't have a choice. And the people I've dealt with, they wake up and everything looks different. The woman I was telling you about, she said she dropped a dish towel, and she's thinking in her mind, I know how to pick up the dish towel. But apparently, the soul inside her did not know how to pick up the dish towel. Remember, it took her 6 sessions to tell me this because she was so embarrassed. She didn't even know what it is. So what we did is we went back and we gave the past her, human, the opportunity to say goodbye to one soul, to ask that soul questions. Why are you leaving? What is it that I'm not doing? Because we all think it's all our fault. What is it that we're going to do? Why are you going to do it? How can I help this? I don't want you to leave. And then the soul can talk to you, and we're not going to get into all that right now. And then you can go, okay, now I'm ready for this new guy, girl, whatever, androgynous. So, why are you I'm not ready, so convince me. Because you can do that in the Matrix. And they will convince you. Because these little people are caught in time and space. This is, and even if it's all made up, it doesn't matter. Because it's what heals the person. It's what makes the person feel better. So, if this time I had a choice of my walk-in, and this time I had a choice of my walk-in, and this woman's her reality, it makes it all difference because now I've had a choice, and I can say, yes, okay, now I see why you're coming in. And lo and behold, the one that left, and she has a new one, is still there helping her out, like an angel. So this is way out there. These are walk-ins. You find them in certain books. People don't really talk about it much because, let me tell you, if my soul left me and I had new, so I don't even want to go there. But you're going to get clients like this, and if they even if they're not walk-ins and they believe that they're walk-ins, it's what they bring to you. Get them comfortable with whoever they came into. Take them back in the Matrix, and get them to the point where the walk-in happened, so that it was their choice, so it was the human's choice, and not just some soul leaving saying, okay, I'm done with you, and the new one coming in where you get all disoriented. Change it. I mean, that's what's great about Matrix reimprinting. Change it. So that, okay, let me get settled with this. Why are you coming here? Why are you coming here? Why are you leaving? And just let me get it right. And even if it's make-believe, it doesn't matter. Because isn't it all make-believe? It's how I perceive a movie and how you perceive a movie of our same life. We see the same thing. And we say, I think that means this. And you say, I think it means that. Well, we're both right. Because we have writings on our walls. So if we can let go of the judgment of people of what's right and wrong and really there and not really there, we can help more people. So hopefully this answered your question about walk-ins. And I do have a radio show that I'm going to do soul reconnecting on, and I teach it soul reconnecting. So, and I'm going to get a DV set on it soon. So if you're interested in something like that, because it's all work in the womb, and it wipes out all kinds of bad, negative learnings that happen while you're in the womb, and we can talk about that later. So hope this helps. Thanks.